I'm Primal Picky. Thank you for joining me for another BDSM United podcast in our Setnakt Sex Magic series. Uh, last podcast, we began looking at the series of things that you can do to practice and kind of help yourself along the path. We want to pick up today and with another few of those. Um, Create your own system of magic. All your life, you've had certain things that have worked your soul. They're yours and they're yours alone. Um, take from these things what you need to create your own rituals, your own meditations, your own practices. See what works and what doesn't. Let practicality and fun be your guides. Over the years, many things will enter in and leave your personal system. Just keep three things in mind. Never reveal all your secrets to others, any more than that you'll tell them your ATM number. There's great power in these personal things. These are things that are mainly just for you. After you've assembled your personal system, write it up in your diary, in your journal. Then read an introductory book on anthropology. Go back and look at your system. What does it tell you about your values, trends, strengths, and weaknesses? Personal choice reveals aspects of the core self. Often, in the most playful and free moments, the core self acts directly on the surface. Next, some of your personal methods can be passed on as gifts to people that you want to empower. This is a very precious and intimate gift, so be sure you give it wisely. Be very honored if you should receive such a gift, and keep these things out of the books you write and the lectures you give, but be sure to give to others what is given to you. This is the one of the ways that like a mouth to mouth or word of mouth initiation lives on in this planet. Next, write a magical autobiography. So, in a previous episode, we had keep a journal, learn to care for and train your body, master a traditional system of magic. Now we had create your own system of magic. Now we're talking about writing a magical autobiography. We seldom realize how rich our life has been. We never realize our blind spots. There are two times to write a magical autobiography. The first is early in your magical career, and it's called The Book of Freedom. The second comes in mid career, and it's called The Book of Secrets. After both have been written, you'll know enough about your coming into being that you can revise this list of 19 practices for the rest of your earthly incarnation. If you have by that time become a teacher, the new list will be helpful for your school and which should maintain a cordial relationship, or perhaps belong to the same framework of the school where your eyes were open. So, what is this Book of Freedom? It involves a deeply critical look at one's effect on others so that you may pay off your debts to them. Now, that's not done for reasons of karma or celestial justice. The practice is connected to what is esoterically known as the Pergamon principle, that the effect the initiate has on Earth is based on the sum total of his effects on the Earth. So that the initiate wants to end any bad or stupid things that you've done. To create a Book of Freedom, there is a three-step process. First, make a list of all the bad things in your life, bad things done to you, and more importantly, bad things that you've done to others. Two, picture these bad events and play them over and over in the movie theater of your mind. Each time, let the hurt grow less. the anger grow less, and imagine yourself breathing out the bad energy that others have directed to you and breathing in your own energy, good or bad, that you directed to others. Do this until you can view the worst scenes of your life naturally. 3, do what rational things you can to make amends for your past actions. If the victims of your past actions are no longer incarnated, stand alone on a starry night and simply say your apologies aloud to them. When this process is done, it can take months or maybe even years. You'll have a strong sense of freedom. You will have regained lost energies. Your health will most likely have been improved, and you'll have developed self honesty. The second type of magical autobiography is called the Book of Secrets. This should be done after you're deeply on your path, say 10 years after even hearing this right now. Write a history of your life, beginning with the mysterious event that brought your grandparents together and going through all the strange and beautiful twists and turns of your life. After you've written it, put it aside for a while, then read it to discover hidden things about yourself. What are you on earth for? What gets better when it's in your presence? What things have really opened doors for you? You'll then have hard data to plan the rest of your life with. Lastly, on this note, revise this list. Sometime after you've gone through the two-part process, you'll be able to come up with a much finer tuned set of practices than these, and should both enact and you should teach them. So we've gone over things like journaling and keeping, learning to take care and train your body, mastering a traditional system of magic, creating your own system, writing a magical autobiography. Next, let's talk about practicing self-sufficiency. Because of the attitude of dependence forced upon us by corporations, the governments of this world, we often think we can do nothing. We must buy every service, wait for permission for every action, and otherwise pay for our right to then pay some more. Learn how to do as many things as you can for yourself. Perhaps grow your own garden, work out your own troubles with your neighbors, lead a neighborhood watch group, learn to shop away from the mall, pick your own fashions rather than having fashion dictated to you. In an age of dependency, the antinomian action is independence. The last one we want to talk about today, learn admiration. It's easy to see the many flaws of the world and mankind. If that's all you look at, you'll feel yourself far superior to your true state. Learn to see the heroism in the lives of people that you encounter. Learn to see the magic in the world nearest you. Learn to see the beauty in the world. Perception is a willed act, and it determines the world you live in. There are forces, mainly commercial, that have a vested interest in you seeing the ugliness and danger of the world versus the prepackaged beauty and the safety they would sell you. Fight against this. Just learn to see the world for what it truly is. It is a beautiful place filled with a lot of magical people that you've been overlooking. So learn a bit of admiration. I'm Primal Piggy. Thank you for joining me for this episode of BDSM United podcast, where we've talked a little more about some magical practices. You can find all of our resources at www.bdsmunited.com. Maybe this list doesn't, maybe you're hearing it and you're like, this doesn't sound magical or magical enough for me, but just trust me. Or will trust us a little bit. We're getting there, and this isn't an easy list. If you were looking at a list on the things you can do to be Superman, it shouldn't be an easy list. And this is a very holistic list. as you'll begin to see. Thank you for joining me today. It was a joy speaking with you, and I'll talk with you again soon.